Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today we're going to be doing my May TBR. So first, some very exciting news. I passed my medical school finals, so I'm now officially a doctor, so that is very cool. And fortunately that means I basically have the entire month of May off, so I can do nothing but reading and no stressing about results anymore, which is great. So yeah, I'm going to talk about all the books I'm planning on reading in May. So first of all, a few arcs that I have. Because I had about 10 like arcs that on NetGalley that I hadn't read because I was doing my exams. So after they finished, I read them all and like did all the reviews, and then immediately after I requested some more. So yeah, but I'm excited for them. So the first one is the Path of Thorns. I don't know a lot about this one. I feel like all these arcs are almost autumnal. It's only May, but I'm an autumn girl at heart. So I'm not entirely sure what this one's about. I think it's like this a woman who goes to this like manor house thing to be a governess essentially, but she has like sort of witchy, foresty powers, and like there's lots of foresty imagery. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. I'm sorry I don't have a better synopsis, but it looks really cool and the cover's really cool, so it sounds good. And then we also have Leech, which is a like a gothic horror / fantasy, which I started. I'm only about like 5 or 7% into, and the main reason I wanted to request this is because it's very medical. Like, so the main character I think is a doctor, and he has like multiple bodies or something. He's like a hive mind almost, and I think there's quite a lot of like body horror, although to me like body horror, especially in a medical context, is not really horror. I don't know, but yeah, it's cool so far. There's a lot of like really weird like writing choices. I don't know, like in certain words letters are just dropped, which is kind of interesting because you sort of know what the word says, but it's like a weird stylistic choice. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it anyway and seeing all the creepy medicine. And then the other one I have is The Dance Tree by Karen Millward Hargrave, and so she writes kind of historical fiction books. So I know she's written, well, I've read The Mercies, which I really enjoyed by her, so I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is set in about the 1500s, and there's this thing called the Dancing Plague. I think it's based on like this actually happened in history. I don't know if it's maybe German, and I think I've heard that the main character is going through or dealing with a miscarriage, so I think that'll be very emotional. And I believe as well it's sapphic, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah, so they're all the arcs I want to get to, although I probably will request more and get more. And then new releases in May, because there's actually some quite exciting books coming out in May, although I have read a couple like by arc, so like I Kissed Shara Wheeler, which I was looking forward to. I can't remember other ones coming out in May, but anyway, so the first one is the Hourglass Throne, which is the third book in the like tarot sequence. I think that's the series name. The first one's called The Last Sun. This is a really great fantasy series. It's kind of urban fantasy, like a sort of urban high fantasy, I would say. And yeah, it's just a great time. They're hilarious. The audiobooks are so good. The first one, I kind of follow this character called Rune, and he's like the heir to this like sun throne, but all the sun throne of like, they were all killed, so he's the only surviving heir, and he's like been taken in by the like tower throne, because there's like 24 different thrones like based on the tarot deck. It might be 26. And then he gets involved, like he gets hired by this other throne to try and find their like missing heir. So then him and his best friend / bodyguard go off and try and track down this heir, and there's lots of like adventure and stuff. It's really good. The characters are all great, so I'm really looking forward to book 3 in that series. And then also a romance book, so A Lady for a Duke, I think it's called, by Alexis Hall, which is a like Regency historical romance, which I love. I'm obsessed with historical romance. I keep reading them. Maybe I'll make a video on like my favourite historical romances. Yeah, and this one actually is the main character. She is a trans woman, which is really cool and not something you see a lot in any romance, especially historical romance. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And I love Alexis Hall's writing, it's hilarious. I've read a couple of their other books. So yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, and also we have The Book of Night by Holly Black, which I feel like on the Cruel Prince series I'm kind of like meh on it. Like I really like the like fairy sort of vibes, and I think Holly Black's really good at writing that. That's why I'm kind of interested in The Book of Night. I feel like Jude and Carden, maybe not my faves, but I'm actually quite excited about this one. And I had no idea what it's about, and I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. It sounds kind of like Ninth House a bit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I can't really remember what it's about also. If you want to hear what books are about, watch my wrap-ups. Yeah, because I don't like to know too much before I go into them, but it's cool and I'm sure it'll be super hyped up, so yeah, okay. And then also I would like to read She Gets the Girl, which I got in April. I pre-ordered it, by Rachel Lippincott and Alison Derrick, and they're like married in real life, so oh, it's just so exciting. And this is like a sapphic YA contemporary rom-com type thing. Although I don't know if it's YA, because I think it is YA, but it's like set in college, I think, well, university in America. So yeah, I think it'll be really fun. I believe it's like roller skating, and let me read the synopsis. So Alex is headstrong with a dash of chaos and a lot of flirt. She knows how to get the girl, keeping her not so much. Molly is completely in love with the impossibly cool Cora. She just hasn't actually talked to her yet. When their paths cross unexpectedly, Alex and Molly realise they might have something in common. If Alex can help Molly get her dream girl, she can prove to her own ex that she's serious about love. But as the two work on their plans to get the girls to fall for them, could they be the ones falling for each other? Okay, so it sounds really cute, and the cover's stunning. Like the US cover is really stunning as well. They have like the lower bodies basically with like the roller skates and the flowers. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Then I also, maybe very ambitiously, slightly a bit too ambitious, maybe want to read the first Malazan book. So that's Gardens of the Moon by Stephen Erickson. Yeah, I've always been a bit, I don't know, it's not that I'm intimidated by Malazan, because I think I comprehend books very easily. I think it's more just I don't know if I will like it, so that's making me a bit hesitant, because it's like I think it takes a while to like really understand what's going on, and I think you have to like click with the writing to enjoy it, but we'll see. I honestly have absolutely no clue what it's about, and all I know is it's high fantasy and there's like a lot of characters. I think it's a bit like military-y. I wonder if there's like a not like the bridge crews, but like the kind of a city guard or something where a few of the characters are in. I honestly don't know. I know there's a character called Felsin, who people on Twitter like. That's all I know. And some good, like, very good prose and writing. So yeah, looking forward to that. I also want to read The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. So this is a, like, romancy fantasy. I think, I don't 100% know what it's about. I'll put a picture in. But I believe it kind of looks at, like, climate change and, like, environmental magic, which is really cool. Or, like, seasonal magic. And there's a bit of a romance in there as well, which I think sounds really good. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And I also requested the art, we'll see if I get approved for it or not, of like Wild is the Witch or Wild of the Witch or something like that, which is her second book or her next book, which also has a really cool cover, and again it seems like that kind of like weather magic type vibes, with a bit of romance, so that sounds good. I feel like I want to be a bit ambitious in May and like with some chunky fantasy, because so far the only real chunky fantasy I've got is Malazan, so maybe I'll finally tackle You Know Who sat back there. I want to try and read the final book in the Lycanius trilogy. So the last book is The Light of All That Falls. It's just out of the camera frame. Yeah, I enjoyed that trilogy so far. I've never got around to reading the last one because it's like over 800 pages. And yeah, you need a bit of mojo to get through it. Well, I think it's just like knowing that you don't have anything else to do, so you can just sit down with it, because they do read really fast when you get into them, but it's just that intimidation factor. So yeah, looking forward to reading that one and seeing how everything wraps up. Yeah, so I think we'll leave it there for the TBR. I'm sure I'll read books that aren't on this list, and I'll probably not read books that are on this list. I'm a bit of a mess when it comes to TBRs, but yeah, I enjoy making them, so you're gonna still get them. And I hope everyone is having a really good day. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments the book you're planning on reading in May. I would really love to know. And yeah, I already said I hope everyone's having a good day, but I'll say it again, or night, or whatever time you're watching this. So yeah, bye. So first, a little update, very excitingly. Oh, what are you doing?
Have you told them, you know, Dr. Craig?
No.
Why not?
I'm about to. That's a very fancy dress.
Yeah. My baby girl. She's a
you
doctor.
out. What is that?